Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nancy Pants. If this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, I usually make Let's Plays with The Sims and a few other games, and I also make weekly vlogs. But this one's a little bit different. I felt like making a little bit of a special video today. I'm actually going to be making one of the RadioShack Build It kits. This is a brain game kit. So I'm assuming it's something like Simon's. You have to follow the pattern lights. It's got like 4 buttons on it, and yeah, so it says it's easy skill level. Yeah, so I got this one, and I also got a theremin kit, which I will be building, but that one's moderate, so I figured I'd try this one first. They're having a sale right now. They were buy one get one half off, but the kits are $19.99. So I picked that up. I already had some batteries, so it said it needed 3 AA's, so I got some AA batteries. I already got the instructions out, and it kind of tells you step by step of what you need to do. It says we need a soldering iron, which I also purchased this really cool soldering iron kit. Also from RadioShack. It comes with some 6040 lead-free solder, this tool here, clamp, a stand, and then of course it is, I forgot the voltage on soldering iron. Does it say on the back? Yeah, on the front. What is it? The 30 watt. So 30 watt soldering iron heats up to 700 degrees Fahrenheit, if I can talk today, or 371 degrees Celsius. So, and it does, I've never soldered before. I mean, a little bit, once or twice. I'm really bad at it, so we'll see how this goes. But it does give you some soldering tips on the back. Thank you, RadioShack. So, yeah, so it, you know, tells you inside how to solder, so we're going to be definitely, and then it also tells you how to play the game, of course. So, yeah, it looks like, oh, it's got a buzzer on it too, so it makes a little noise if you're wrong. Oh, and we also needed some cutters, so they wanted this style of cutters, but I'm in an organized mess, and I couldn't find any, so I got these, which do have little snippers on them. So I'm hoping it will work to trim the resistors and such, because you got to trim them shorter on the back side of the board. So yeah, let's get started. I think I have everything ready. So yeah, let me switch the camera and then we will just do this. Okay, so I got the camera moved here, and then the first step is to put in the resistors. We need 1 through 4, and they're marked as resistor 1, 2, 3, and 4. And those have the yellow, purple, brown, and gold. So, basically, let's get these taken off there. Solder. Alright, so it says to bend the component slightly, leads through the component, and insert the leads through the corresponding pads on the PCB board. Spread the leads slightly to hold the component in place. So let's just start with good old number 1. How, yeah, I should bend it pretty close to the end there. Trying to make sure you guys can see. Okay. Good. board thusly. And it says to spread them out so that they hold in place. And then on these little holes here, we're going to put a little drop of solder just to make sure they don't wiggle around, and that they make a good connection. So since I forgot to heat up the soldering iron, I'm going to go ahead and insert 2, 3, and 4 as well in the same fashion. On the back looks like at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to solder, so feel free to laugh. So I let the soldering heat up for about 10 minutes, I think. Just wanted to make sure it was full, so it says to go in at an angle and just a tiny bit of solder. Oh god, okay. Well, not quite. Okay. Well, at least I didn't get too much on. So, yeah, let's try this again. I mean, they don't move anymore, so that's a good sign. I think I'm actually going to trim this first one that's kind of in the way of my other ones. If I don't drop the scalding hot iron. Okay, I'm as close to the board as possible. Not gonna lie, I was nervous I was gonna mess that up like a lot. But I didn't, so yay! Okay. Pulls down pretty quick, so that's good. I did char the board a little bit. Hopefully that does matter. So all the resistors are nice and tight on the front. They used to wiggle a little bit before, now they don't. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim the ends here. Alright, so now we have this. Yay! Okay. And then we have these two here, which are the yellow, purple, red, and gold, and these are 4.7 thousand ohms. And those ones go in 5 and 6. Look at that! I'm so proud of myself. This thing actually works. I'm gonna be impressed with my skills. And that, guys, was step number 1. So we have all our resistors done here, 1 through 6, and then we're moving on to step 2. Just kidding, guys, we are not ready for step 2. Still on step 1. Forgot resistor number 7. Whoops! So this one is a 47 ohm resistor with the yellow, purple, black, and gold bands. And this one goes in resistor 7, which is up here. And then once again, while you're soldering, of course, always do it in a well-lit, well-ventilated area. You do not want to breathe in the smoke from the solder. Even though this is lead-free solder, still, you don't want to breathe in any kind of smoke or chemical fumes. Just to be on the safe side. And then, of course, keep everything flammable away from the soldering iron and out of your work area as possible. Okay, so now we are really done with step number 1. Now we're going on to step number 2, which is the second bag here. As you can see, I already started ripping it open, and we need the diodes out here. So this is the larger of the 2 diodes here, and then we have the smaller diode, and then these are capacitors and the LEDs, of course. Okay, so this little guy here goes in D1 here, and it just says it's a BAT85. So I'm not sure what that means because I don't know much about diodes or even what they do. So here's our little tiny diode, and he is microscopic. And then this one is in N, or a 1N 4007 size diode. And then he goes in position D2 at the very tippy top of the board. Alright, so there is steps 1 and 2, so resistors and the diodes. And now we're going to move on to step 3, which are the little switches. Okay, so I got the little switches out, and then we're going to insert them on the board. Okay, so I got all the buttons soldered onto our PCB board, and there we are. Completed step 3. Got the buttons, diodes, and this resistor. Oh. Let me, before we move on, I didn't solder this one in tight. That one, number 7, yeah. Take that old bit off, and let's put a little new bead of solder on there. There we go. That should do it. Right, so step 4 is the capacitor here. There's just one capacitor. It is non-polarized, and that goes in position cap 1. So, which is right over here. So capacitor in. Alright, so that was step 4. So we got our capacitor in, diodes, resistors, buttons. Okay, so step 5 is the IC stand and IC connector, which are in this package here. So these here, the IC stand, IC connector. Okay, so we have our IC stand and IC connector. It says the IC stand must be oriented correctly with the position of the small notch on the end of the stand as marked on the PC board. So it says align the IC socket with the dot. You can see the dot there on this end right by my thumb. Okay, and then it says to press firmly. Okay. Hey. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I got the IC socket and stand all assembled, and that was step 5. So that's all assembled there. And step 6 is the transistor here. So this is our transistor, and it is T1 on the Okay, so transistor on. Alright, next step we install the little buzzer, which is polarized. So we have the little plus there, this is minus. So plus, minus, the board is also marked with a plus and minus. So plus to plus, minus to minus. And then back to our good old friend, Mr. Soldering Iron. looking pretty good. Alright, so we are on step 8. 8 of 9. So we just have to put in the LEDs and the battery pack. So our little LEDs here are polarized. The negative lead is indicated by a slightly flattened side, which it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see, it's slightly flattened. And also the longer lead is the positive and the shorter lead is the negative. So that might be a little easier. So this is positive and this one is the negative. And then once again the board is marked with a positive and negative. So the positive will go in this side, which is the longer, and the shorter on the ladder. Last and final step before we get to play the game, step number 9, is to put the battery holder, solder it onto the leads there, and then attaching it to the board. Okay, final step. So battery positive, battery negative. The red wire is, or excuse me, the black wire is the negative. That one's the positive. Okay, so it's done. This is our finished product. I got the little battery pack on there, and then so now we get to install the batteries. So we need 3 AA batteries. Should have gotten those out. 3 AA's. Okay. So immediately after inserting the batteries, the lights on LED, which one's what? Oh, level 1 and level 2 will start flashing. This is sound on and sound off. And then we want to select sound 1 and off. And then press level 1 to start. We watch, listen, and copy. Yeah, if we do it correctly, we'll hear fanfare or the LED will light up and then flicker continuously, and then we can press another level button to move to a higher level. Okay, so we are inserting the batteries. I am terrified that this is not going to work. we have lights. Okay, so for some reason it's backwards. I'm gonna say this is I don't know what I did wrong. It kind of works. LEDs 2 and 3 will flash, alternatively press. What if they flash together? I don't know. Well, so I've messed with it a few minutes, and I have no idea what I did wrong, but I can't get it to make noise, and I can't get these to stop flashing. So I don't know what I did wrong, but I have this cool lighty up button thing now. But I'm going to continue to mess with it, but it looks really cool, and yeah, definitely post below if you guys got it to work, because I didn't. This is my first DIY attempt. I still am really proud of myself that it mostly works, and they do get brighter. I don't know what I did wrong, but yeah, so if I can figure it out at any point, yeah, I will amend this video, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it a slightly lost cause, but it is a really cool kit, and I had a lot of fun. My first time soldering and making anything, and I was able to completely complete it without any help. I just wished it worked, but you know, like, the power's on, so I mean, I don't know. I probably did something wrong. If you know what I did wrong, tell me in the comments below, and then I want to see if I can fix it. But yeah. But in that case, I wish this video had a better outcome, but it doesn't, so yay, we made a thing. Yay. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, even though it didn't work at the end. We couldn't play the little game. But I will be doing the theremin kit that I also bought, so hopefully we can get the theremin to work. But yeah, if you have any suggestions on what I did wrong and why this does not work, please tell me. Please. So I would love to fix it. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.